Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's me, the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United, with another little Manchester United news roundup for you of the day's goings on, and also the latest transfer news for you, and all the latest rumours and ramblings, and everything else that's going on in regards to Manchester United. What a shitter of a season, my friends! We just want this one to end, and so the transfer window can open. We can get all these gash players out, and get a whole bunch of hopefully better players in. And obviously the new manager's coming in too. That's what we want. Guys, thank you for joining us. We're going to get into all of it today. Do us a favour at the start of this stream, though, and smash a like on the video. Give it a cheeky little thumbs up on it if you haven't done so. Word up there in the live chat to Els, Naz, Sleepster, Dean M, Scott Hutchinson, 21 Nick P, Leo the Third, Kylie Madison, how you doing? Numero Uno, what's good? Mickey Kramer, get in there, my son. And all you legends, thank you so much for getting in the live chat. Yes, smash a like on the video at the start of the stream. Give it a share around on social media if you're that way inclined. If you've got a cheeky little Twitter or whatnot, give it a little cheeky little retweet. And get your thoughts and opinions in the live chat throughout as well. We want to hear from you, everybody, so do have your say. Everybody's welcome to their opinion on here, as long as you're not a complete melter or maybe a scouser or something. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody is welcome here, even if you're a scouser, as long as you're actually respectful and not a complete scallywag. Okay, so let's get into it then, guys. So we got a bunch of stuff going on. Obviously, the weekend was an absolute disaster. Manchester United currently find themselves sat in an absolutely gash position in the Premier League table, of course, in 6th place, a whole 6 points off of Arsenal Hollands, who currently occupy that 4th spot, which is the only Champions League spot, of course, that we're really fighting for. I suppose you could say we're still fighting for it, but reasonably speaking, we are out of the race. Arsenal have got a game in hand on us, and they're 6 points ahead of us. We've shat the bed, guys. We've absolutely shat the bed. So the season's over and done with. We've got to get a lot of these rubbish players out and get some new players in. Obviously, there are a whole bunch of players linked with Manchester United. You know, players that we've been linked with us for years, and some new players, of course, with Erik Ten Hag coming in. There's a lot of players that he's currently managing now as well that have been linked with us. And there's various different players linked, guys. That's what it's going to be. There's going to be a summer of transition, I think, at United. We're going to get a lot of players out, a lot of players in. We know what Ralph Rangnick's thoughts are on the situation. He has literally laid the smackdown in his post-match interviews and said all things like United need about 6, 7, maybe even 10 new players in the summer transfer window. So, you know, he hasn't held back. He's sort of played the Glazers' hand for them a little bit in the summer transfer window coming up, in the sense that we're going to have to spend. We know that anyway, with loads of players going out because of their contracts running down, and or maybe just players who are not happy and who are gash or who are no longer good enough for Manchester United. We need to increase the standard, the quality of players we've got this football club. And a lot of these melters, such as the Slabbo, Harry Maguire, who's the captain of this team, are definitely not good enough to play for Manchester United. We saw in the last game, various wing backs that we've got at this club are decent, but they're just still probably not quite good enough. We need to improve in that area as well. We just need a whole bunch of players coming in, but we've definitely got many players leaving in this summer window. I want to talk about the news, of course. You've seen it around, various different reports coming out. We've got a lot of different places suggesting that Frenkie De Jong would be high up on the list of targets for Mr. Erik Ten Hag since when he comes in. Now, it makes a lot of sense. He's managed him previously. Frenkie De Jong is obviously the sort of player that Ten Hag likes. He must like him. He's developed him. He's had a hand in that sort of style of development of this player. And in terms of bringing the band back together with Donny van der Beek already at Manchester United, and maybe signing some other players, of course, from his past, it might be a decent acquisition for Erik Ten Hag. I think it would be a good signing for Manchester United. We've talked about him in the past, about the possibility of maybe he could come. He has been linked with us previously for many different seasons now, and with Erik Ten Hag coming in, that's only going to be strengthened. The only problem with him is, well, he's not cheap. He's going to cost you maybe like 50, 60 million pounds. He's also maybe not even available, because do Barcelona really want to sell him to Manchester United? And the other aspect is, does De Jong want to come to Manchester United? This is the problem. United at this moment in time, as I just said, we are languishing down there in a very gash position in the table, my friends. We're in 6th place right now. It's very unlikely that we manage to get top 4, even if we smash Chelsea up, which we're just probably not going to do right now based on how gash we are. But even if we did that, are we realistically expected to get top 4? Probably not. Does a player like that want to have Champions League football? Probably. I mean, we've just seen news, of course, today or last night as well that Antonio Rudiger will be leaving Chelsea and will be going to Real, and Manchester United have shat the bed and haven't even gone in really. Or there is some reports that maybe we've put in a cheeky offer as well, but take it with a pinch of salt. United just not really in the running for players like that at the moment, it seems. Maybe he's going where the money's at, but also maybe it's a case of, well, United just cannot offer these top players who expect Champions League football and who want Champions League football. We cannot offer them Champions League football next season. So would a lot of these players who actually want to play in the Champions League go and play for Manchester United in the Europa League? That's the big problem we've got. And that is why getting top four was such a massive, huge thing for us, because it is going to affect who we can get in. It is going to affect the quality of player we can maybe sign. Still, we can sign players that are, hungry, up-and-coming players who are showing great potential, who maybe have a lot of the characteristics and things that we want now. And hopefully they'll come in and really be really good for us. Like players like Ruben Neves, for instance. He's at Wolves, for fuck's sake. Like, it's a massive step up to come from Wolves and go to Manchester United. Whereas, coming from Barcelona, Man United, if Man United don't have Champions League football, that's not the most appealing of destinations, perhaps, right now, if you're a top player. So, so there is still players that Manchester United can sign to improve our side. But it's just whether or not De Jong would actually want to come. Thank you very much, Aaron, for getting in here and saying smash a like for the pig. Thank you very much. Yes, do drop a little cheeky like on the video if you're just joining us, guys. Get your thoughts and opinions in. We've got all the latest on Frenkie here. I mean, his dad was speaking a while ago and just said things like previously when he was linked to Manchester United, this is on the Manchester Evening News, and he said something like, well, it's often bad weather there. Of course, it's about football, but it does matter. Of course, I know Barcelona needs money and a great offer for Frenkie could help. But I don't see it happening anytime soon, although the 5 top European clubs have all called. So, something about the weather bullshit there. I mean, this guy's from Holland. I mean, it's not exactly it's not exactly on the equator there, mate. It's basically the same as here. Maybe even a little bit more drizzle. So, I'm sure he'd be fine. It's not really about that. It's not about the weather. It's about the fucking football. It's about what is available in terms of, football and Champions League and things to play for and competitions. That's very important to somebody in their career, such as De Jong. So I'm not too sure about it, my friends. I personally don't really think that it's that likely, because I think there's a lot of other midfielders that United could sign more favourably, such as I just mentioned. Well, like Ruben Neves, or maybe even Tielemans or someone like that, who might be able to step up to Manchester United, but it's not exactly absolutely guaranteed Champions League football if they were to move. So I think that let's have a little vote in the live chat, guys. Let us know what you think about De Jong. I've got more information on this, which we'll get into in a moment. But do you think that Manchester United could sign Frenkie De Jong in this summer transfer window? Bear in mind, Ten Hag has worked with him. Ten Hag knows and loves him, and that he might want to get the band back together, and that he would be a decent player to acquire because he is a very good player. He might also have not had the best of times at Barcelona in recent years. If you actually look at his statistics and sort of what Barcelona are doing at the moment, I wouldn't exactly say I haven't really, I'm going to be honest, I don't really watch that much La Liga football. So, from an individual standpoint, don't really know. But from a point of like, what are they doing as a team? They're sort of shitting the bed, guys. So it's not exactly like this is the best, most ultimate Barcelona side ever that's just too good to leave right now either. They've got their problems, and they also maybe financially might like a cheeky little £60 million injection. That's also something you've got to think about. Hey, we got a new member of the channel, Simple Jack Live. Get in there, Simple Jack Live. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the Bacon Brigade. Get in there, my son. Hey, everybody, please can we welcome Simple Jack to the channel membership with your favourite Bacon Brigade emoji, man. Shout out Simple Jack, great Battlefield streamer. Keep doing your thing, man. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. What a legend. Get in there. Come on. Thanks, everybody, there for all the Bacon Brigade emojis as well. Nice one. Takashi, how are you doing, mate? Good to see you in here, bud. Yes, I know. It's a nightmare, bud. It's a nightmare. Okay, so let me just get... Thank you so much, Simple Jack. It's awesome to have you aboard the Bacon Express, lad. Let's just get into the latest update. So Fabrizio Romano gave us, an update previously on it and just said that really... Barca manager shuts down rumours on Frenkie De Jong leaving Manchester United links. He says, I'm happy with him. If it were up to me, he'll continue for many years at Barca. This is what obviously Xavi said, and in regards to Fab giving an update, just saying that he really wants to go and play somewhere with this Champions League football. Well, yeah, that's true. So that is why it's going to be an issue. The thing is, though, you can say what you want about Manchester United not having Champions League football. Man United have something called the X Factor. Like, Manchester United is just a massive club. And I don't care what anybody says. Even if you don't have Champions League football, we're still the type of side that can just go and sign you a monster player like a Zlatan or whoever, even if you've not necessarily got the Champions League football. Or if you've, or when we signed, like, Falcao or whatever. At the time, he was actually a really huge name player. But we didn't have Champions League football then. So, it's like, we can still sign huge, great name players. We've seen it time and time again, even if we don't necessarily have Champions League football. But the thing is, those examples that I've given you there, although Zlatan was a monster for Manchester United, Falcao was gash, and it didn't even really feature, and just a complete waste of time. And I personally think that you don't really want those sorts of players that are just sort of coming for the money. You don't want a mercenary at Manchester United. You want somebody who is, desperate to play for Man United, try and strive to better their career and become a better player whilst at the club and helping the club. That's what you want. So these older, more experienced players such as that, not really for me anyway. But let's just get into this. So because of that, Xavi said that, he thinks that he should stay there and be part of a great team at Barcelona and all the rest of it. He would like to have him and keep him, which is fair enough. If it was up to him, that's the key word, though. He says, if it was up to him, those are the key words, because it means, it's not really up to him, is it? If there's a good offer that comes in, if there's a big tabled offer, then Barcelona might consider it in the summer. And hey, look, money talks and bullshit walks. And if Man United really wanted to go and get Frenkie De Jong, maybe we could. So it's down to sort of what Ten Hag wants. It's down to sort of what, the board deem acceptable over there at Barca as well, like how in terms of the amounts of money that they want to generate. And if Manchester United's offer is good enough, then I guess you could get him. It's unlikely because there's other players that might be available for cheaper, and we need to strengthen all areas of the team. But you have to remember, this guy has played under Ten Hag. This guy has the relationship. Ten Hag might be desperate to get him in the side. He's finally, at a team where he's got the resources to be able to bring these players. And because of that relationship that they have, you cannot discount a personal relationship that might just swing a player joining a club. You cannot really discount that. So although it's unlikely, guys, it's slightly possible. And also look at what Madhouse has just put in the live chat there. He said, swap for McTominay. Well, I personally don't think they would want Scott McTominay, right? Because he's an absolute gash merchant. But how's about if we did swap a player? You've just made a very great point, and there are lots of links with players that could go to Barcelona and maybe should go to Barcelona. What a great move it would be for some of these players who have been gash at United if they could somehow end up at Barca. I'm talking about players like Tony Martial. I mean, there's even talks about Marcus Rashford could be included in some sort of deal. That's not really what I want to see. I want to see Rashford given another chance under the new manager and see if he's still gash. If he is still absolutely terrible, then yeah, ship him out. But I've just got a feeling he could be revitalised under a new manager. He's been awful this season, though. But Martial, there's maybe even one or two others. We have got a bunch of gash defenders. Don't know if they would maybe be interested in a cheeky little slabby Maguire. Nobody would be interested in that. So that would scupper the deal right there. But I'm just saying there are some options there for Manchester United if we were to include a player in the deal. And if they're getting another good player in return, then maybe it just makes it more likely for it to happen. Mart86 says swap Gashford for him. Connor Matthews says Gashford. Okay, guys, if you could swap one player in a deal and bring in Frenkie De Jong, realistically speaking here, who do you think would be a good player to just chip in with a deal for to go and sign him? It maybe means that the amount of money that you have to spend is slightly less, which is good for United if we're strengthening in all areas, because you've got to obviously look at getting all improvements in different areas of the squad which are lacking at the moment in the summer. And then and so it just means that maybe you could and you got to get players out, and so you can sort of kill two birds with one stone by getting a player out in the other direction. Rashford says that explains. Maguire says Josh Lee. De Gea. Wow, you'd get rid of De Gea, Madhouse. That's quite interesting. Simon Cowie says Martial. I think Martial's a great candidate to go, mate, in a little cheeky little make-way deal. Yes, man, he's gash at United, but he's still good. He could revitalise himself, I guess. I doubt they're willing to pay the money, though, that he's being paid. First-class gamer, what's going on, you absolute legend? He says Phil Jones. Phil Jones, yeah, well, if they need a new T-boy, I suppose Phil Jones, I hear he's wicked at cutting oranges up at half-time, mate. Nikolai Lindquist says Martial. Yeah, Martial says superstar. Phil Jones says Marty 86. Fair play to you. Swap Martial says Billy. Hardier thinks Rashford should be given a chance to stay until next Jan. I agree with you, man. He has had a torrid time this year. He was so good for us last season and so good for us the season before. and was developing at a really good rate. You're thinking this youngster's going to turn into a great player. Well, now he's, 24? He seems to have shat the bed. He's had a really bad season, but a lot of the players have here. The team's had a crapper, and because of that, I think maybe, just maybe, if the new coach comes in and does get the team playing better, maybe he can get him playing better too, put his arm around him and just give him that confidence boost, get him back into the fold, whereas now he is completely, head's gone, his confidence is in the gutter, and he doesn't look like the same player at all. It's actually really, really concerning. So, yeah, in regards to him, I do think, wow, I can't believe the change in player that we've seen from last season to this season. But again, I agree with you, Harjit. I'd keep the guy around and just give him a chance. If he still continues like this next season, if his head's still gone, if his confidence is gone, if his ability is gone, because that's what it seems like right now, then yeah, it's time to go, mate. It's time to go. I agree. Lee Grant says, Sim. Lee Grant, what an absolute toss bag, mate, eh? My goodness me, he's been absolutely stealing a living at this football club, hasn't he, for so many years. It's quite ridiculous. Okay, so yeah, Xavi said that he's desperate to keep Frenkie De Jong at the club amid speculation that Manchester United are keen on signing him. Eric Ten Hag is allegedly a very big fan of De Jong and would like to see him as a priority target in the summer. These are what reports are coming out. 24-year-old as well, still young, still great age, has been a key player for Barcelona this season, making 42 appearances in all competitions, contributing 4 goals and 5 assists in the process. But he was strongly linked with a move away in January as well. He said, Xavi says, I haven't talked with him about his future. He is playing at a very good level and has to continue here. He can be one of the best midfielders in the world for years to come. If it were up to me, I would continue here for many more years. He is very important and can mark an era here. He has to score, assist, and he has to be a protagonist. So Xavi obviously speaking very highly of the guy. Yeah, maybe numero uno. He could be another Welbeck. I suppose Rashford could end up another Welbeck. But the thing is with De Jong is that he's the sort of player that we need at Manchester United. So you look at where he's played. He can even pop back and play centre-back if you absolutely need him to. He's played there 28 times, including going back there for a few games towards the end of last season for Barca. But, he plays in the defensive midfield role, also central midfield role. Most of his games at CN there for Barca. Statistically speaking, if you're talking about assists and goals and things like that, he's not going to stand out as a particularly mesmerizing player because he's not that sort of a player, guys. He's somebody that is, he's got the great versatility of a midfielder. He's great. He's a defensive player. He's a great passer of the football. He's got great vision. He's sort of like going to get you going in games. He's somebody that can link the defense into attack, and he's just somebody that's very comfortable on the ball. And so for that reason, it is what United need. United need some sort of players like that who actually have a good all-round game, who can do a bit of everything. I think we've got too many melters at this football club who are not actually world-class at any one thing. They might be all-round decent, like Fred's a decent defender, he's decent going forward, he's decent passer, but he's actually kind of bad at most of some of those things, and he's not world-class at any of them, you could argue, apart from maybe being a little bit of a terrier and defensively. So, you've got to have players who are just a better standard all-round, if you ask me. Sim says Neves, another player who's exactly like that as well, mate, who I think would be an excellent signing for United and more obtainable, in my opinion, and cheaper, if anything, and also just much more likely to join us because, I'm sure he would like to go to a club that has Champions League football, but he's not at a club now that has Champions League football, and so wouldn't he relish the opportunity of going to a huge club like Man United with players like Cristiano Ronaldo, etc., Bruno Fernandes, etc., at the club, where he can just come in and settle in with these Portuguese guys? I personally think that he would jump at the chance of playing for Manchester United. So I agree that he should absolutely be on the list. But he is a versatile player, guys. He's a composed player. He can play where we need him to, central midfield, which is what the problem areas of what we've got going on at this football club is an absolute nightmare. In terms of what he's done in his career, though, he's kind of struggled to get off the ground a little bit there. So he had a very good, successful season, obviously, with Ajax in 2018-19, which saw them reach the semi-finals. And on the back of that, of course, he's gone over there. He's gone to Barca. He's sort of struggled a little bit. He's made 136 appearances for them over that time and scored 13 goals as well as registering 17 assists. But he sort of struggled a little bit over there. And because of that, he's been linked with an exit for several months, with reports suggesting that United could be very high up on the list because of Erik Ten Hag. Just simply because we've got Erik Ten Hag at the club now. The link is there. He's got the relationship there. And so it's being talked about. I don't think it's that realistic. He cost a lot of money. He's also not guaranteed to want to come to United because of the situation the club's in. We are in a rebuilding period. We are in a transitional period. We don't have Champions League football to offer these players. So I don't think it's the likeliest of sign-ins, to be honest. But it would be nice. It would be nice. We have another report suggesting that we got a bit of a boost, though, because following a poor performance from the entire team, Barcelona yesterday, was it? Against Rayo Vallecano. Yesterday. Following a poor performance from the entire team, Xavi's side were beaten 1-0. Sorry, guys. I just like to... Sometimes you just got to celebrate small victories and all that sort of stuff. And they are shitting the bed. I believe that's 3 in a row they've lost now. Anyway, I believe that's 3 in a row they've lost now in La Liga, right? So it's good to see Barcelona shitting the bed a little bit. But anyway... because of that, he took him off the pitch, right? And apparently it didn't go down too well with De Jong. I didn't watch the game. I'm literally just reading an article right now on courtoffside.com. So it could be a load of bollocks, to be honest. But this is the report that is apparently that De Jong was taken off the pitch in the second half. And he wasn't too fucking happy about it. He was replaced with Nico Gonzalez. And he was the camera went on him and he was having a little bit of a paddy. So just saying that maybe he's not the most happy. Maybe it's not the most, settled of environments for him there at the moment. So who knows? Just who knows? If Ten Hag came a knocking and Manchester United were prepared to pay a huge amount of money to sign him, I don't see why not. Or if Manchester United could go and add a player into the deal like Martial or somebody else even, then I don't see why it couldn't happen. Stranger things have happened than Frenkie De Jong going to Manchester United this summer, even if we don't have Champions League football. So because of the Ten Hag link, because of the fact that we've got a lot of players that want away at this football club, maybe Barcelona are looking to restructure some debts and things like that as well, it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. I'll say that it's possible. I don't think it's as highly as likely as some of the other players we've talked about in midfield, such as maybe Ruben Neves. But I do think that it is quite likely, guys. Not likely, but it's possible. Okay, but we do have an amount of money that is being talked about as well, which is £60 million. The Express and various other cash outlets reporting that £60 million would be the amount of money that would take to prize Frenkie De Jong away from the Nou Camp to Old Trafford this summer. And that's about the amount of money that it would take. So, say what you would about it. If they were seriously thinking about trying to generate some cash, £60 million is £60 million. And if United were prepared to spend £60 million on this guy, then I'm sure they would listen to us. Stefan says, isn't going to happen. Yeah, I mean, I personally think it's unlikely it's going to happen as well. And it's more likely we sign somebody else. But I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't say it's a total impossible situation because of Ten Hag. Because of Ten Hag, the Ten Hag factor. And if he's got a big war chest to spend of 150 mil, he might just want to restructure some things. He might just want to try and get rid of a player. He might just want to try and, put a cheeky little bid in for De Jong. Who knows? Who knows? And the conversation could be had, and you just never know what the answer might be, mate. That's what I'm saying. Don't rule it out. We have signed some pretty crazy players when we haven't had Champions League football. Remember that. Paul Pogba's wage covers the 60 million, says Billy. There you go. We've got so many players leaving. Cavani's on huge money. Matic is on big money. Lingard's on big money. Pogba's on big money. All these guys are going. And that means there will be a lot of money freed up. You're absolutely right, mate. They can invest a lot in this summer window. Big Bear says, I think PSG is a horror show, mate. Don't think it's even down to money anymore to some extent. Saw Hakimi wants to leave PSG too. Oh, nice. Yeah, well, PSG is just a bunch of mercenaries, isn't it, man? I mean, anybody that goes over there, really, they're just accepting that they're going to be playing in a farmers league and they're just going to accept a paycheck. It's not a strong competition. It's like the 5th best league in Europe, mate. It's absolutely bang average. It's pretty bang average, and you're seeing Lionel Messi, people like that go over there and not even do that well. If I was a top professional player, I wouldn't be too keen on going over there, apart from just for the massive payday. But if you're actually looking at trying to get some legacy in the game, it's not going to impress anybody doing anything over in a bloody Farmers League, mate. Conte to PSG, apparently. Poch back to Spurs, says Billy. Wow, that'd be a turn up for the books, wouldn't it? So, yeah, Stefan says Barcelona's financial situation is very overplayed, believe me. Respect, fair play to you, my son. Okay, so De Jong is a possibility, guys, but it's quite unlikely because of the situation with the Champions League football and Manchester United. And he wants Champions League football, and for that reason, it's not the most likely. There are a bunch of other midfielders such as Tielemans, Neves, Bellingham, we've all discussed, which also could be on the list. So we'll have to wait and see what sort of develops in the summer. But at the moment in time, it's still just up in the air. Ten Hag still at Ajax. He still has to wait until the end of the season, of course, to come in, and then the true work can begin. What they will be doing is making plans. They will be having conversations behind the scenes about sort of what sort of players he might like to sign, and if they can get any balls, any wheels in motion. So there you go, guys. He is heavily linked, but I mean that's all it is at this moment in time. It is just a link. There's nothing too concrete or anything like that. We have got information though in regards to Rudiger, who is going to Real Madrid. Real Madrid have reached an agreement with Antonio Rudiger. Contract not yet signed, but Real Madrid are now closing in on Rudiger. Deal on a free. Here we go soon. That's from Fabrizio Romano. And he said it's going to be a long-term deal. Final details to be discussed soon before signing the contract. Right, guys? So, it's actually gash, isn't it? With Manchester United just letting this guy go without going in for an offer. Then again, he probably didn't want to come to United because he's a Chelsea scummer, and also because we don't have Champions League football. Unfortunately, we are in that position where we just cannot give these top players what they need. So he's going to Real Madrid, and it says the agreement between Tony Rudiger and Real Madrid has been reached on a 4-year deal valid until June 2026. It's a matter of final details before signing the contracts. No official announcement before the end of the season, even if Tony will sign in May. So there you go, guys. That's it. Tony Rudiger to Real Madrid is seemingly a done deal. And that's, well, I guess it's good for the fact that maybe hopefully Chelsea are going to drop off. I'd love it if a whole bunch of their other players just leave them in the summer and then they're scratching around trying to find players that want to come to them. It depends on who buys them. It depends on the situation there, how much money they're going to get, how much they'll be able to spend, will they be able to afford the contracts, will they be able to afford all the rest of it. Like, they might well be on for a period of downturn here, so fucking get in there, because it's nothing less than they deserve. Guys, thank you everyone who's getting in. There's 150 legends in here right now. Thanks for getting in, guys. I'm melting a little bit today, feeling a little bit under the weather, and also pretty damn tired. I've had some pretty gash sleep at the moment, and just very, very tired at the moment. But do us a favour, smash that like on the video, give it a cheeky little thumbs up if you haven't done. Let's get 100 likes on the stream. Also, share it around and hit that subscribe button if you're new. We're actually pretty damn close to getting to 56,000 subscribers. So if you are new to the channel, please do us the favour of hitting that subscribe button and drop a cheeky little like on it. Help us compete with the clickbait merchants and the charlatans, the shithouses and the corporation channels by dropping a like on the video and sharing it around. Nice one. Right, so Rudiger from Chelsea to Real Madrid, that's pretty filth. There are reports coming out that Rudiger turned down a Man United offer with a salary of 10 million euros a year. But out of respect for Chelsea, he made an agreement with Real Madrid. Whether or not that's true or not, I personally don't think that is true. It wouldn't surprise me if Man United didn't even bother at all. I personally don't think we did bother at all, guys. So, yeah, so we missed out on a player there. That means that the other players are going to be talked about now at centre-back, one of which is Jurrien Timber. So we've got new reports coming out today, guys, that Manchester United have opened talks with Jurrien Timber's agent. And Timber is open to joining Erik ten Hag at United in the summer. This is the latest report as well, just in general between the clubs. Man United have apparently begun talks with Timber's representatives. But he's also played down suggestions that he could join Manchester United during this summer's transfer window. So these are quotes from Jurrien Timber. 20-year-old has been impressive for Ajax this season. During the season, he's made 40 appearances in all competitions, contributing 3 goals and 1 assist in the process. Obviously, Erik ten Hag is incoming and is understood to want to maybe bring him in with him as a signing at centre-back for Manchester United to try and improve our team, because we do need some players in all different areas. This guy might be available for not a huge amount of money. He is very young. He's a sort of player that, we need to try and get. Somebody that's young and hungry, that maybe has a lot of talent. And if this guy has been working with him and feels like he's got the attributes to do what he needs for him in the Premier League, then I would say we all should get on board with that. Hey, thank you so much, by the way. Oh, shit. I missed another super chat as well. Hey, Jimmy Jones. I'm so sorry, mate. Jimmy Jones, I'm so sorry I missed your super chat, boss. Dude, can we get a sue in the chat for Jimmy Jones? He says the only way you get cash for Maguire is to run him in for scrap. He might have some dental fittings, mate. To be fair, you might get about 50p, Jimmy Jones. Jimmy, thank you so much. That is actually generous. I don't know if he's worth anything. Jimmy Jones, thank you so much. I personally think you couldn't give him away, mate. You couldn't fucking give him away, son. He's like a Marmite sandwich at a party, man. You cannot fucking give him away. Nobody wants that shite. Nobody wants to stink of fucking yeast extract, mate, at a party, mate. Plus, they taste fucking horrible. So, yeah, that's Slappy Maguire for you. He's a human Marmite sandwich. Actually, that's not true, because some people love Marmite. In fact, that's their trap line. You either love it or you hate it. Well, you know, what's slabby? Fucking slabmite. You either hate it or you really fucking hate it. You know what I mean? That's it. Slabite. Nate H, thank you very much for getting in here with your super chat as well, Nate. He says, thanks for the great content, Pig. Always watching from Minnesota, eh? Ah, you betcha. If we get De Jong, Chouameni, Nunez, and Timber, that's a class transfer window. Hey, Chouameni's another one that's linked to us as well. Great shout. Hey, thank you so much for getting in here, boss, with your super chat and your comment. Let's get a sue in the chat there for Nate. So, Nate, lad, appreciate you getting in here from Minnesota, my man. That's lovely stuff. So, De Jong, yeah, hey, look, it's wishful thinking at this moment in time, but it would be very nice, like you say, if we could get him. Chouameni is another player that's linked as well. Hey, look, again, wishful thinking, but it would be nice if Man United had the bollocks to go and get him. Nunez as well, yeah, Darwin Nunez, somebody who looks very exciting, 22 years of age. He's got as many goals as games over there in the Portuguese league this season. He would be a great addition, I'm sure, for the future because he's a goal scorer and for now. Good call, and Timber as well. Timber would be excellent. He's 20. You know, good choice. I think your list is a good list, my friend. And if we can maybe bring through some youngsters as well, that would be very good and very nice. AG with United, you legend. He says, you love a Marmite sandwich, Pigster. Oh, I can't stand them, my son. I will literally vomit into a waste paper basket if you make me eat one of those. Slabite says, JD, yeah, that's it. Slabite, you either hate it or you really fucking hate it, mate. Simon Cowie, thank you so much for the $8.99 super chat here, mate. He says, Pig, you're a legend, by the way, Simon. Thanks so much for all the support on the show, getting your thoughts and opinions in here. He says, Pig, I think we will sign players like Neves and McGinn, and then the youth players on loan returning, and then the rest from the under-23s and under-21s and under-18s. Simon, cool. I like your plan. Bring through the youngsters. I can imagine we sign a few more players than that, though, right? Yeah, players like Neves and McGinn. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Neves, I could see. There's talks of Calvin Phillips as well. He's another midfielder that's being talked about. And he's somebody that, of course, would be stepping up to a huge level of playing, going from Leeds to Manchester United. So he's another player that is easily obtainable compared to a lot of these other players like Frenkie De Jong, who are looking for Champions League football and who are at the top of the table, really. You know, United need to be looking at maybe a different player. Some of these players you're mentioning, Ruben Neves in particular, he's the one I want, really. Like, he's the one I think we could go and get quite easily. Yeah, sure, Wolves are going to want, they're going to want compensating for him. They're in no rush to get rid of him. They seem like a good run club. They're trying to do things, you know, they've got a decent side there. They've assembled a decent side over the years. They've got a Portuguese vibe. Do they really want to let a beating heart of the midfield go away in Neves? Obviously, Moutinho's getting on. He's not going to be around forever. Like, that's an important part of the side. So I think that United could get him, but it might take £50 million. Let me just ask the live chat actually what you think, because I think he's got a couple of years left on his contract. He's only, 24, 23, 24? He might look older than me. He does look quite looking old, actually, Ruben Neves, does he? He looks like he's about 32, I would say. No disrespect to him. Maybe if he had a shave, he'd look like a full-on babyface again. But he definitely looks older than what he is. But he's still quite young. But how much do you think it would take for Manchester United to actually go to Wolves with and sign him, convince them to sell him to us? What do you guys think? I think 50 million gets it done. In an ideal world, 40 million. In a more ideal world, they want somebody like Harry Maguire in a straight swap deal. You know what I mean? Just get him unloaded on them. That'd be fantastic. I don't really see that happening, though. Hey, thank you so much, Simon Cowie, for your super chat there, boss, and the great topic there. Can we get a cheeky little sue in the chat? Simon thinks 40 million for Ruben Neves is the sort of price that we could get. Hey there, Neil Driscoll. How you doing, my son? Marty McFly thinks Neves is an absolute baller. £45 million. I'm 34, Jimmy Jones. Slabby is up for the Ballon d'Or, apparently, says Stefan Antonio. The Slab-on door, maybe, mate. You've definitely got that one wrapped up. The 45 million, says Batman Night Fan. 40 million, says Nas. Okay, so yeah, we're all in the same sort of ballpark here. So I really honestly think it wouldn't cost any more than 50 million to get him. Like you guys say as well, maybe even a little bit less. It's hard for these teams to convince their players to stay when the offer is on the table for a team like Man United coming knocking. If we're coming knocking And, we're such a huge, prestigious club. We're a much bigger club than Wolves. It's just hard to turn down. So from that point of view, they don't want an unsettled, want-away player on their hands. At some point, it becomes a situation where, they do want as much money for him as they possibly can get. But also, they're going to have to discuss and negotiate a little bit because, look, they're going to have to get rid. They're going to have to cash in because otherwise they're just going to have to keep hold of a player who doesn't want to be there. So for that reason, I would imagine that, it's probably going to take a little bit of money, but I absolutely think that'd be a good thing to do. So this is before we got onto Neves. There, we were talking about Jurrien Timber being linked to United, the centre back, 20 years of age, and this is what he said. So he said that he's good in Amsterdam, and he will continue to be happy while the club play in the Champions League. So he said, "I'm good at Ajax. I can still learn a lot, especially if we continue to play in the Champions League." Timber told Het Parool. He said he deserves it in regards to Ten Hag. The Man United job, Ten Hag has been very important to me personally. Under him, I became the footballer, the man I am today. The coach talked to me a lot. He's been very critical in a good, constructive way. I won't forget it anytime soon. So, Jurrien Timber speaking very positively about Erik Ten Hag, just saying that he deserves the Manchester United job, and that it's, obviously aware that it's a big job. He said that he's happy at Ajax, though, and as long as Ajax have got Champions League football, he'll be happy playing there. That is quite an important thing, isn't it? Let's face it. Because of where Ajax are, because of the country that they're in, even though the ceiling is, well, not as high as a club like Manchester United, really, they're almost guaranteed to be in the Champions League every single year. It's kind of like if you're a Celtic manager, apart from they rarely actually get through, really qualify. But no, Netherlands, though, Ajax, it's like they've always got a chance in that competition. That is good experience. It's very great to play in that competition, which is why it's so sad that United don't have it. Hey, G-Wolf United getting in here raw, man. Thank you so much for your super chat as well. Super chat. Super G-Wolf United. G-Wolf lad, thank you so much. He says, love you really, bro. I take De Jong, Timber, Nunes and Phillips. Hey, nice one, G-Wolf United. I like that little list there, my friend. De Jong would be a great signing. I honestly do. Smash a one if you think he would be a great signing. Because he's cool on the ball. He's more somebody that's going to control your midfield as well. Get you going. He's not going to get you 1 million goals a season. He's not going to be that sort of player, but he's a very comfortable player that can get you going from defence into attack, which is what United have struggled at. We need some ballers. We need people who can keep hold of the ball, give the ball, get us playing nice football. That's what we need. We need some ballers. We've got too many melters, man. Sorry, guys, I'm drinking Tango here. I'm drinking Tango and it's just super fizzy, guys. I'm trying to speak without burping down the microphone here. It's difficult. But also got to wet the palate, you know what I'm saying? So he has been speaking, very, very favourably about Erik Ten Hag in regards to Jurrien Timber. So that's good news. Jurrien Timber said that, he deserves the job at Manchester United, which is great. But talks are understood, it's understood to have started between Manchester United and Jurrien Timber's representatives. G-Wolf, you're a legend, man. Thank you so much. Can we get a sue in the chat there for G-Wolf as well? Thank you very much, bud. Yeah, Ben Roper says he would be, but can't see him coming. I'm with you as well. I haven't watched that NAS 786. I don't think that. Too lightweight for the Prem, says Jimmy Jones. Stefan says Timber could fall at United. Timber could fall at United. I see what you did there. Timber! I see what you did there, mate. Nice one. I like your style there, Stefan. Good one. Good one. He could, but he could also be a success. I mean, he's only a young lad. I don't know if it would be enough. Look, he's coming from the Eredivisie. Imagine coming to the Premier League as a 20-year-old, playing in the Dutch League, where you're probably just waking up, chilling, eating stroopwafels, maybe having a cheeky little doobie, going into training, chilling out, finishing, having a space cake, Hey, I'm just totally generalizing here and just talking shit out there, but I'm just saying, look, he lives in Amsterdam, my friend. This is what we do. But no, obviously they don't do that as professional athletes. But anyway, what he's going to do is going to be a shock to the system if he did come to the Premier League, of course, because it is a completely different kettle of fish. It's a completely different animal. It's a high-intensity league. It's super physical. You don't get any time on the ball. He's going to be facing the best forwards in the world all of a sudden. So, look, you'd have to say that this one's one that, yes, it's one that we could do with right now. But again, it's one that we need to just give a bit of time to if we did go and sign him. Big Bob Bob says Timber could become more Deadwood even. I mean, that's a little bit of a negative stance to take right here, my friend. You know, I mean, we haven't even signed the guy, my son. We haven't even signed him. If Ten Hag feels like he's good enough for the Premier League and good enough for Man United and could do a job for him, then I trust him to bring him in there. Then it's on Ten Hag as well, isn't it, to get the best out of him and get him to do it. But I think that's a little bit of a negative stance to take. It's just already saying that he could be Deadwood at the club. Nah, let's not go with that. Let's hopefully, I would say that you can go and sign more or less anybody. We could be signing somebody who's not even an actual human being, and his name is just literally Woody Timber, and it's just a log. It's just a piece of wood, and that would be more effective than Harry Maguire at sometimes. So, in all fairness, whoever this guy is, mate, just sign him, mate. To be fair, if this is an episode of Blind Date, and we're looking behind the doors, here's our Graham, and Cilla Black's there, and she's like, right, here's 3 defenders, 3 centre backs. You've got the slab. You know you've got the slab, right? You know one of them's the slab, and you can go with 2 mystery guests that you don't know who they are. And one of them could be fucking Doris the Tea Lady. The other one could be Jurian Timber. Could be Paolo Maldini's ghost. Or it could be fucking, Sam Allardyce's ghost. It could be some fucking shite. I would still go with the fucking mystery prize. You know what I'm saying? I'll go with the mystery one. Because, I'm sorry, but I'd rather the devil we don't than the devil we do on this occasion. That's right. Okay, if Timber comes, we might not be able to see the wood for the tree, says Sim. All right then. Okay, so Dimitar Berbatov has been speaking, right, and he has said that Man United need the biggest rebuild job in all of European football right now. He says Ten Hag has a massive job in his hands. We're looking at a rebuild, and probably the biggest rebuild in European football. I hope that the club will give Ten Hag the time he needs. We cannot judge him on next season. That would be too harsh. We cannot expect a miracle when the team has been in a poor position for so long now. It will be a miracle if things happen straight away next season. For me, United have to win the Premier League again. That is what will be considered a success for Ten Hag. That is the standard that United have to chase. So, Dimitar Berbatov coming out and saying his thoughts. He says that United shouldn't really worry next season about where we finish, and you shouldn't get on Ten Hag. I mean, I'll ask you guys in the live chat, though, where do you think is an acceptable position for Ten Hag to actually finish with Man United in his first season? So bear in mind, he is going to have to get a whole bunch of new players in and get rid of a lot of players, and it's going to take time to settle in, etc. What do you actually think? Like, where's an acceptable position for him to finish? Hey there, Rebel Tamua, what's going on, my man? He says, seeing the Glazers are attempting to interfere with transfer business again. If there is a budget set, what difference should it make if they use that money to get 3 or even 6 players? I couldn't agree more with you, Rebel. It's a disgrace, isn't it? Just keep your fucking fingers out of these pies that shouldn't even be yours. You know what I mean? Like, I totally agree with you, man. Like, he should have freedoms, and obviously the recruitment team should have freedoms to be able to allocate that money in any certain ways. I couldn't agree more. And also, if we want to sell players, if Ten Hag comes in and says, hey, I'm going to get rid of these players, let's just say we can generate money for, I don't know, maybe he doesn't like Wan-Bissaka, and so we can sell Wan-Bissaka and get a load of money. I don't want that to be stopped by the club, them to say, hey, no, we're not selling out Wan-Bissaka because we bought him for 50 mil and he's English and he's homegrown and all the rest of it. No, if Ten Hag actually sees fit that he can generate money and then better use it elsewhere as well to sign a player he actually wants. And I'm just using Aaron Wan-Bissaka as an example. I actually don't mind Aaron Wan-Bissaka defensively, and maybe he could be revitalised under a new coach. But I personally don't think our wing-backs are good enough, and we need to address that area. But same thing is just go. You know what I'm saying? Like he just needs time, and he just needs freedom to be able to restructure the club in the way he sees fit. Really, if you're going to give him a long-term contract which they have, then at least let him see it out the way he sees fit. Get the players in that he thinks are the best players for him and his style, and let him get rid of the players that he thinks are gash, and let him generate cash in the way he sees fit to be able to do so. So, yeah, there you go, man. He says most of the players at United should be worried about a potential rebuild. This season hasn't gone well, and everybody will be asking questions about their future. It's a difficult process, and he has to make smart choices. We have already witnessed in the past when you buy a player for the sake of buying a player, it doesn't work out. You have to be smart in the transfer window. Dimitar Berbatov dropping some bombs of knowledge here. Berber in. Hey, Berber, what's going on, man? Yeah, Dimitar Berbatov dropping some bombs of knowledge here. Top 4 says Leah Rose. How you doing today there, Leah Rose? Hope you're good. 4 says NAF786. Drew says top 6. Hey there, Big Dog Batchy. How you doing today, mate? Billy says we'd better finish in 8th, letting him concentrate on a trophy in top 4. Right, okay. This is my problem with finishing 8th. Manchester, yeah, oh, you mean this season? Yeah, okay, yeah. But Manchester United still need to be tussling for those places, don't we? Like, okay, maybe he can avoid getting top 4, miss out on top 4 next season. But you've sort of still got to be there or thereabouts, and it's got to be more about the style and the building and how things are progressing, more about the position of the team. Think about what Klopp did at Liverpool. He may have finished 7th in his first season, and he slowly worked his way up the Premier League table whilst the team's improving, whilst he's adding the puzzle pieces with the transfers windows and everything. Like, you need time to obviously build that team. So he is going to have patience. United are going to finish probably somewhere around 6th. So, yeah, I mean, as long as he doesn't do any worse than that, I'd say that, hey, it's part of the rebuilding process. I'm not expecting that he comes in here and just gets us challenging for the title next season. Anybody that thinks that needs a reality check, because Pep Guardiola's City are a well-seasoned, well-oiled team. So are Jurgen Klopp's. They're miles ahead. They're not going anywhere. They're going to keep doing that. They're going to keep winning. They're going to keep being those well-oiled machines. It's on Ten Hag to actually get this Manchester United side, which is not a well-oiled machine. It's a broken-down, old, rusty, gash-tastic fucking Ford Model T of a fucking old piece of crap that needs a complete refurbishment. And by the way, a Ford Model T would be worth a shitload of money, so it's actually kind of a reasonable comparison, because it is a classic and it's awesome, but it's a rusty rust bucket piece of gash with literally needs a complete new fucking chassis and rebuild an engine and everything. Like, it needs a complete overhaul, and that's exactly what this football club needs. And so it's trying to just get the best out of this rickety gash car, whereas all the other guys have got fantastic machines to work with, and we're not a well-oiled machine. We're a rusty rust bucket of a machine. So he's got to try and turn it into a well-oiled machine, and that is going to take years of restoration. He's going to have to put a lot of hours into this and do a lot of oil changes and all sorts of stuff, guys. He's got to change the spark plugs. Man, it's going to be a right job. So there's lots of different things at United that need changing, and it's going to take time. So for that reason, I'd say, look, as long as he finishes no really worse than sort of where we're at now next season, I'd say I would take that in the first season in the proviso that we are adding the right players. We are seeing attacking football. See, that's the thing. Position is only one thing. We've seen recently, well, we've played gash football. We've played crap football. It's just rubbish. Under Ollie, it was counter stuff. We did do well away from home. We did get some results. He didn't do terrible. That's why we finished 3rd and 2nd. But stylistically, it just wasn't really the Man United way. Under Mourinho, it definitely wasn't the Man United way. It was park the bus way. Louis van Gaal had us playing sidey pass, crab football. That wasn't the United way. We need something more resembling the United way. As long as Ten Hag actually sets the stall out to play attacking football, we as fans will accept maybe not getting all the results. We'll accept maybe conceding a few more goals. If United are playing nice stuff, we're attacking, we're scoring goals, we're really getting out of teams, we're trying to win games, and we're trying to win games well, and we're fighting and we're showing determination, then we won't really be too bothered about the position we finish in, I think. I think that'd be kind of secondary. It's more about building this season, getting in the right direction, and hopefully building a new philosophy at the club where we do get back to an attacking style. So I think that's key for what we want to do, as well as obviously win games. Okay, so let's just get into a few other little things I've got here, guys. Just a few other transfer stories very quickly before we do get into the live chat for a Q&A. But 0793, how you doing today, bud? Great to see you in here, man. Hey, everybody as well. Primot, man, Kira Face, Ian McCartney, Madhouse, the special one, Eamon Barrett, Marty86, Sim, the Gaming Simp. Get in there, my son, Cuz2490, and everybody else as well. Thank you for joining us. Smash that like button on the video. Get your opinions in here. Chat with the legends in the live chat. Have your say. If you're new to the channel, drop a cheeky little subscribe on the video as well. Do get yourself involved. So we've got lots of different reports coming out as well about other players being linked. I'm just going to talk about these. The reason I sort of left these to the end is because these are all just very speculative stories here. But Paul Pogba apparently, of course, is going to be leaving the club in the summer. It seems like that's the case. And it's understood that Man City have rejected the chance to sign Paul Pogba. So different reports coming out, but apparently, you know, Pep Guardiola, not a fan. Not a fan of him at all. So hopefully we won't be seeing another Carlos Tevez situation where we see a player leave Man United on a free to the blue side of Manchester. I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't want him anyway. It makes perfect sense. Why would they? They've watched him in the Premier League for the last 5 or 6 years. He's absolutely shite. So I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want him anyway, and that seems to be the case. So it does look like it'll be one of either Juventus, PSG, or maybe Real, I suppose. Who knows? Who could be going in there for Paul Pogba? We'll have to wait and see, guys. But it doesn't look exactly like Manchester United are going to put in any offer for him. Hey, we got another super chat from Simon Cowie. Get in there, my son. Simon says, Pig, Ten Hag will take 7 seasons to win the Premier League and 4 seasons to win a cup. Our Premier League finishes in 7 seasons, 5th, 3rd, 6th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Well, fair play to you, Simon Cowie. I get that. It is a long rebuilding process, and that's if it all goes to plan as well and if he's successful. I mean, I would hope that you can shave a couple of seasons off that, but that is actually quite a realistic look to how things are going. City and Liverpool are not going to stop their dominance for at least a couple of seasons, you'd expect, probably until one of those guys goes. You know, Pep Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp, once those guys are gone, because they are special managers. You've just got to say it objectively. If they go, then those teams are probably going to have a drop-off, just like we did post-Fergie. So, you know, you just got to hope for those days. Hope for those days. But until then, United need to build and get better and try and close that gap. But I agree, it's probably going to be various seasons until we can win anything. I could imagine us winning a cup, though. I could imagine us winning a cheeky little cup trophy or just something. But one of the major ones, i.e. the Champions League trophy or the Premier League trophy, yeah, I mean, good question, Simon Cowie. I think 5 seasons are 4 seasons at the absolute best possible circumstance. That's if you do sign the right players, if you do get rid of the crap, if you do invest heavily in all key areas, if Ten Hag takes to the Premier League like a duck to water, if it all goes well over the next few years, I could see in 3 or 4 years' time us actually maybe being able to challenge with the likes of City and Liverpool. But you can't just get a whole team of players out and a whole team of players in and expect them to just be a team overnight and expect all the problems to go away overnight. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of tinkering, and just a lot of patience, and also a lot of transfer windows, I think. So we've seen how Manchester United have overseen recruitment over the years. We're gash at it, guys. It's going to take multiple transfer windows. Some players will come in, some may not work out. Some players will work out. We might have to, you know, do it over many, many different transfer windows to build this team, just like Klopp did at Liverpool. So it will be a bit of time. Let's ask the live chat. How many seasons do you reckon, guys? 5 years, says Ian McCartney, before we can win the Premier League. I'd say similar to you, mate. I think somewhere around that. We have to be realistic. I don't think the days of, you could just come in and buy a few new players and challenge straight for the Premier League. I don't think it's really there. I think it takes a long time with what's going on in the league right now. Benjamin Bessemer, how you doing today, my son? Yes, Sin Games is in here as well. A bunch of legends getting in here. Danish says, will Maguire really be going to be Ten Hag captain? Look at Tadic. It's been consistent since 2018 and has been Ajax crucial player in every tournament. Every start from the top, i.e. manager captain. I don't think so, Danish. I don't think there's any way. That Ten Hag keeps that slab as a captain. If he does, then I'm sorry to say he's had a really bad start at Manchester United, hasn't he? If he comes in and assesses the squad, and based on what's happened in this last season, actually keeps Harry Maguire the armband, then he's off his tits. There's no other way for it. So, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen unless, and that will actually tell you how much freedom Ten Hag has at the club, doesn't it? Because if he does come in and it's announced that he's sticking with Harry Maguire as his captain, I think it must be a Glazer puppet job. It's as simple as that. If he decides, yeah, Harry's my captain, well, we know that he's not truly making all the key decisions and that there's some bollocks decisions being made for some, I don't know, rubbish commercial reasons or whatever it is. So Manchester United head coach Erik Ten Hag is also reportedly interested in Christian Eriksen. The Denmark international's contract with Brentford is due to expire at the end of June, and he has been strongly linked with a return to Tottenham Hotspur on a free transfer. However, apparently there is an interest from Ten Hag in regards to Christian Eriksen. Hey, look, I don't think that's realistic. I think he'll probably go somewhere else. And we don't really need him, really, compared to some other players that we could do with. He's more of an attacking, creative player. He is a great player. I really think he's a very good player, man. And, I would have loved to have signed him before he went to Spurs. They got an absolute bargain there. He was a great player for them. And I think he would be a good player for us too. But we've also got, we've got Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is a creative player for us. He's not doing it at the moment for us right now. In fact, some may call him Puno Punandes because he's playing absolutely double poo for us right now. It's terrible, man. Did you see that fucking penalty the other day, man? I'm still struggling to get over that one. Why not just never that sort of chance? It's actually just a very stupid penalty to take, isn't it? The way he took it. Just fucking smash it, man. And his general overall play has been pretty much gash for a long time now. He's been giving the ball away a lot for us. In the last game, I barely saw him, even apart from that penalty miss. So he's not exactly doing the bits, but I personally think Bruno is a fantastic player. And again, Ten Hag, new guy coming in, could probably do really well for him and hopefully get the team playing the right sort of way, put an arm around him and get him back to being that Portuguese Magnifico best player that he is. Because we know he is a great player because he's done it for over 18 months at Man United previously. So we know he can do it. Yeah, 793 says that pen was bad. Why didn't Ronaldo take it? Man, I don't really know. I feel like he just let Bruno have it. Maybe he's the captain. He's just said, hey, you have it, son. I don't really know, but he's definitely not performing right now. Benjamin says, I'd love us to get, if we can get Camavinga on loan, as well as Timber and De Jong. That's quite interesting, Benjamin. That would be very good, very nice. That's what we need. Some big players, man. Big players, big midfielders coming in. Right, okay, so another report this afternoon that says Erik Ten Hag is looking to sell at least 5 Man United players, and we've got a list of players that will, at least see 5 players go at the very least, which would be Paul Pogba, Nemanja Matic, Edinson Cavani, Juan Mata, and Jesse Lingard. They're all set to leave the club on free transfers anyway, but it's also thought that some other players could be looking to go as well, such as Tony Martial. Also, hey look, Aaron Wan-Bissaka might even be a player that could be deemed surplus to requirements by Ten Hag. Depends what also he wants to do with De Gea. Does he want to stick with him, or is he going to come in and be like a, somebody like Pep, where he came in and didn't want Joe Hart as City because he's not that sweeper keeper, distributor type player that he wants as a goalkeeper. We'll have to wait and see. Like, there is some other players that could be leaving the club that's going to be somewhat of a surprise. Right, okay then, guys. So also we have a strong link with Sevilla star Jules Koundé, according to Marca over in Spain, who just write a load of bollocks, it seems. But apparently they're saying that Jules Koundé, basically, the door is open and that the player wants to pack his bags and leave. And if Manchester United came knocking, that we would go, that he would come. So that is a report that they are saying over there in Spain. It sounds like absolute bollocks to me. But there you go. He would be a good player. We've been talking about him for years as well. I'd take him at the back. Pau Torres would be probably my choice now. Seeing as Rudiger's obviously going to Real Madrid, I think that Pau Torres would be a decent signing for Manchester United based on what we've seen from him, his age, his international experience as well. He's going to be part of the Spain setup for the next decade. It wouldn't hurt to have him in there, I don't think. I think it would be a good signing for anyone right now based on what we've seen. Certainly better than the snapping Maguire. But Jules Koundé apparently linked with moves for teams like Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, Man United, all interested. He's been in great form again this season, making 27 La Liga appearances for Julian Lopetegui's side to third in the standings. And there's lots and lots of different reports and outlets reporting that he could be coming in. In regards to Dalot's made some comments as well and just said it will be difficult for the club to qualify for the Champions League after the loss against Arsenal. He said it's difficult for us to accept as the club belongs in the Champions League. All I want to say is that it's still mathematically possible. Then I will believe till the end. Obviously, it's going to be really difficult. We need to be realistic. Everybody can see that in football, things can happen until the end. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of these players may be sold. I'm just saying, Dalot seems like a player that's in the plans right now. But who knows what Ten Hag wants to do? We can generate cash. Diogo Dalot was wanted by AC Milan at some point previously, etc. Who knows if Ten Hag wants to keep all these gash wing-backs at the club. And Dalot's okay. He's good going forward. He's young. He can improve. But he's not a good enough defender, just like none of them are, really, apart from maybe... Actually, no, none of them. Wan-Bissaka is arguably the best defensively, but even he recently has been a bit gash. So, there you go, guys. Okay. Right, guys, so just a few little tidbits to get into as well. There was a little report a couple of days ago on Declan Rice and the fact that he's rejected another contract. He is being linked with Manchester United. I didn't see us signing that sort of player for that sort of money, so which is why I'm not really talking about it too much. But Declan Rice is kind of still linked with Manchester United. I don't see us coughing up the money. Moyes has said that they want to, of course, keep him. And Fab said that Declan Rice turned down a third contract offer at West Ham. Still no agreement. He's committed, but apparently open to a move in the summer. So there you go. Also, a staff update in regards to Manchester United. Obviously, we know Mitchell Ten Hag's come in. Reports that, yeah, Steve McLaren is still being talked to, etc., for the roles at Manchester United in regards to the backroom staff for Ten Hag. So I have to keep you posted on what happens with that. Yeah. that's basically the the latest sort of reports I've got there, guys. If you just got in the stream, reports that suggest that Ten Hag would love to have Frenkie De Jong at the club, and Barcelona and Xavi are fighting to keep hold of him. But if a big offer from Manchester United came in, well, maybe they would listen. And obviously, if Ten Hag really, really wants him, maybe they can make that happen. But obviously, Champions League football is going to be the biggest stumbling block for a move for Frenkie De Jong, because we don't have Champions League football. There's going to be a lot of players like that who want Champions League football, who are not going to come to United because we're in the gutter right now and we don't have Champions League football. I'm going to get into the live chat for a little bit, guys. Thank you, everyone, for getting in here again. Once again, drop a like on the video. How many likes are we on right now? Let's have a little cheeky look. Hit the subscribe button if you're new as well to the channel. We have got officially 132 likes. Get in there, my son. Where are you? Let's be having you. Guys, thank you, everyone, for hitting the like button. I really appreciate it. Let's see if we can get 150. Absolute legends. Okay, let's get into live chat. Q&A time, folks. Thanks for getting in. Do have your say about anything we've discussed in this video or about anything else, and we'll cover it now. We've got a whole bunch of legends getting in the chat, absolutely popping off the chat right now. Gungshi Leone, how are you doing today? Gungshi, get in. Yes, you just noticed I'm live. Get in there, Gungshi. How are you doing today? Great to see you. And Mickey Kramer also. What's going on, boss? I am live, mate. Rice price will go down since he's refusing to sign extension, but he needs to hand in a request, says the special one. That's true, I suppose, if he's refusing that, but the amount of time left on his contract is still quite substantial. Boom Howard, what's going on, my son? How are you doing as well? Get in there. Would you keep Varane, says Batman Knight fan? I absolutely would keep Raphael Varane, mate. Yeah, I think we'd be pretty foolish to let him go. He is actually injury prone as a melter, isn't he? He's a proper injury prone melt, mate. It has to be said. How many times has he been in and out of the side this season? It's fucking infuriating, in fact. But he is a good player. He didn't play well in the last game. I think it's hard for him sometimes coming in with a gash defence as well, when he himself is in and out the side. He wasn't 100% in the last game because he only just come back into it from injury. So I think you have to give him a little bit of time, you know, each time he comes back into the side. So he's never really going to be that stalwart player for you that's playing week in, week out. But because of his qualities, because of what he brings to the side, because of how good he is when he is fit, yeah, I think we should keep Varane, man. Yeah, Chief Shrewman says we got 55.9k subs. Fucking get in there, my son. Thank you, everyone, for hitting the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Yeah, 55.9. I know. Yeah, it has been a long time, Gungshi. Sorry, I haven't actually logged in on it for a few days, mate, for whatever reason, man. I've been hanging out with Mrs. P the last couple of days. And so, yeah, I haven't got on there. But I will send it you soon, actually. I will do after this video, buddy. Susan says UEFA is going to be 9 Premier League teams next year, as per Sky Sports report. Well, let's go and have a little look at this. Okay, so Sky Sports, we take a look at who qualifies for Europe. How Premier League could have 9 teams in European competition next season. Man City, Liverpool and Chelsea are all set to qualify for Champions League via top 4, with Arsenal currently positioned to join them. All right, okay, I see. Interesting. So, right. Because this season the FA Cup winner will be either Liverpool or Chelsea, both those teams look set to finish in the top 4. Their Europa League qualifying spot for winning the FA Cup will be passed down to the next highest Premier League finisher who doesn't qualify for Europe. Similarly, because Liverpool won the Carabao Cup and are set to finish in the top 4, their Europa Conference League qualifying spot from that competition will go to the next highest Premier League finisher without European football. So that means sides which finish 6th and 7th in the Premier League table are in contention for a place in either the Europa League or the Europa Conference League. Okay. And if a Premier League team wins a European Cup, they'll automatically qualify for the competition's group stages next season, irrespective of where they finish in the Premier League. If they qualify, they win it and finish in the top 4, there is no extra Champions League spot created for another team to fill, and the number of Premier League clubs in the next season's competition will remain at 4. The Premier League could have a maximum of 5 teams in the Champions League next season, though, if West Ham won the Europa League and finished outside the top 4. Winning that competition qualifies them for the Champions League group stages. Right, okay, that's quite interesting. So, if West Ham won the Europa League, then there would be an extra, and they finished outside the top 4, then there would be an extra spot available. Is that what you're saying? I don't fucking know. I don't know. I mean, it just sounds like some fucking bullshit to me, to be honest. Madhouse says 60k coming soon. Big thank you so much, Madhouse. I really appreciate you. We are on our way, my friend. We're nearly at 56k now. That's the next milestone. Luxon says that can only happen if English sides win the Champions League and Europa League, I believe, says Luexon. And yeah, it all seems pretty airy-fairy to me, that. Hey, Seamus Moore, how are you doing today, man? Gungshi says, crap, this means we're going to be in the Europa, doesn't it, says Gungshi. I don't really know what's going on. It's interesting, though. And Kunku says, Aidan McDonald, thoughts? Yeah, very good player, mate. His record speaks for itself this season. The only thing I'm not too crazy on is it's in the Bundesliga. Which doesn't impress me that much because I've seen a lot of players come over from the Bundesliga and fail to do it to as good as a standard in the Prem. Okay, now 786. Thank you very much, bud. Play the youth and Magoo in the Europa, says Madhouse. Rudiger Real Madrid is... Yeah, that's right, Flavie G. We've taken a massive L on Rudiger. Not really, because we didn't sort of go in for him, man. And obviously, I guess he won a Champions League football. That could be it. And also the fact that he was a Chelsea player. Maybe he didn't want to go to a rival. And also the money might be just better over there. That's the thing. We just don't know. But Man United, I feel like we should have fought tooth and nail to sign him. Because I think he would have improved us. And he's available for free. This chat is nice, says Seamus Moore. It's the coefficiency thing. The irony of Rangers doing well in Europe means Celtic might get a Champions League spot. And the money, says Stefan Antonio. Wow, really? Wow. Interesting. Big L we needed him. Madrid got him. I agree, Will Perplex. It was an L from Man United on that one. Matic, Mata, Dallo, Martial, Pogba, Chong, Jones, Bailey out. Great list, Simon Cowie, and I fully agree with you, mate. I do. Even players like Dallo, I think that we just got too many mediocre players. We need better players, mate. We need a top player. That's what we need. A Football Brownie, he says German league is a farmers league. Yeah, darling. That is true, yeah. I personally think you're right to a degree. I mean, it's not quite as much as a farmers league as the French league. I honestly think the French league is just PSG and a whole bunch of pitchfork wielders, pretty much. At least the German league has 3 good teams. You know, you've got, well, when I say good, I mean you've got one great team, which is Bayern, obviously, and then you've got 2 good teams, very good teams, which would be like the likes of RB Leipzig or Dortmund at this moment in time. There's usually a few good teams at any given time. But most of the rest of the league is pretty bang average, I agree. And you always see players come over from there and do well, whether it's Shinji Kagawa, who was looking like a really great player over there, comes over to United, can't quite do it. Werner is obviously he's doing okay, but he's not scoring the goals that he was over in the Bundesliga. Same for Havertz, same for, a lot of these players that come over. I agree, it's a bit of a farmers league. Freddie Fulham says, I can see United doing an Arsenal and finishing 8th with Newcastle and Arsenal coming up and clubs like Villa signing Coutinho and Suarez, says Freddie Fulham. Fair play, yeah, well, Freddie Fulham, yeah, I mean, Villa shit in the bed a little bit at the moment, eh? Jamie Tosser, do you think United knew they would get European football after Liverpool won the Carabao Cup? No idea, Jamie. I still don't even know what the fuck's going on in regards to that. I think European football, hey, look, I'd rather us just completely avoid it this season, but there you go. Josh Lee, Rangnick's comments that United might need 10 new players this summer didn't go down well with the Old Trafford hierarchy. Some players have also noticed he is holding less back in public, says Josh Lee. Respect, he is holding a lot back. Imagine being one of those players. Sorry, not holding a lot back. I mean, imagine being one of those players and you're hearing that we need 10 new players. I mean, we've still got games left this season. He's saying it how it is, man. And I can imagine the Glazers not happy with him just simply because, wow, you know, he's playing their hand for him. He's basically open. He's supposed to go into consultancy role to advise them. And what he's advising them is in public to buy 10 new players. So I can imagine why they would not be so happy with him. Martial over Rashford for me. He's a better one-touch passer, really important for Ten Hag. Sancho on the right, Martial on the left, and Ronaldo up front. You know what, Lee Cameron? I would be happy to see Martial sold, but at the same time, if Ten Hag comes in and wants to give him a chance based on what he thinks is best for the team, and if he thinks Martial can do well, I'd give him another shot, even though I personally think he's had his time at United and he's been bang average and inconsistent. But if Ten Hag really wants to give him a shot, I could get behind that. But at the same time, we need to do better, I think. We need to get a new era of players at this football club. We need to get out with the underperformers and in with some real hungry players. Get the rat out of our club, says Chief Truman. Get Splinter out, my son. MLS is the ultimate farmers league and retirement home, says Flabby G. Maybe so, yeah, that's true. Fred the Red says all the rotten apples has to go, irrespective of their size. Great shout, Fred the Red, mate. Some of them are rotten to the core. Time to absolutely get them out. Our league was a farmers league in the 90s, says Madhouse. What league's that, bro? What league are you talking about? The Prem? No, it bloody wasn't, my son. Stefan Harrington says the term Farmers League is amusing. It is quite amusing. It is quite amusing, but I think it applies quite well to France in general, in all honesty. Plus, let's face it, they do love a bit of cheese and bread over there, which farmers just absolutely fucking love. So it applies on many senses, many different ways. Go on, Ralph. Glazers out, says Primot. We are so lost as Henrik Kjellman. Boomhauer says Flabby. At least the MLS has moved up to farmers level. Jamie Todd said, Pig, the thing that has changed is sixth is no longer the Europa League spot unless the Premier League side won the domestic cup. The way it works, the 6 and 7 has now become the conference. I see, Jamie Todd. Interesting stuff. Tampa Bay says, hey, Pig, I'm hearing about these regulations from the British government on the Premier League, having government bureaucrats run teams. What could go wrong, says Tampa Guy 35. Well, interesting one. I think that maybe we should try and enforce something like the German league has, where they do have that 50 and 1 plus ownership thing. But I'm not too familiar about that sort of crap that you're talking about there. You can't wait for Steve McLaren to make a reappearance if he joins the backroom staff, says Billy. Thank you, Henrik Kelman. We got 150 likes. Get in there, you legends. Gangshi says, I love that about Ralph. Give him hell, Ralphie boyo. Me too. He's just saying it how it is in public. Remember, Sir Alex won the league with a mediocre squad, says Fung Sire. Very true, very true. Left it for Moisey, didn't he? That was a pretty bang average team. But Sir Alex was the GOAT. Sick of him, Billy. Hey, Kate Cadet, what's going on, man? How you doing there, the Cadet of Kate? I hope you're doing well. Fletcher out, says Hoodstar. Good shout. Yeah, what's his job all about, mate? What's his deal? Government couldn't run a bar, says Jimmy Jones. Do you think Chelsea could lose third, says Jamie Todd? I mean, yes, if Manchester United beat them, definitely they could. If Manchester United beat them, they could. And they have lost a couple in a row now. They're having a bit of a stinker, really, by their standards, which they set earlier on in the season. Just starting to fall off big time, aren't they? Hey, you never know. I think it could happen. Look, Arsenal are 5 points ahead of them. Chelsea do have a game in hand, though. I would doubt it. I would doubt that they're going to drop out, but I still think they'll probably beat us on Thursday. But I hope I'm wrong. But no, I think they'll still get third, actually. But they could do. French farmers to protest Pig's inflammatory comments regarding League One, says Stefan Harrington. Okay, well, they'll be all over here on their way on their fucking combine harvesters and their tractors very, very soon then, I guess. It'll probably take them about fucking 2 days to get here, though. But I'll look forward to speaking to him. Eamon Barrett says, Timber in. Love Ralph's honesty, says Susan Lively. See, me too. Yeah, he is honest. You can't say anything other than that. He said it how it is. What's your thought on this scouting, Cole, says Billy? Could we be about to see the Ajax set up in some way? Billy, well, there's talks of this Paul Mitchell guy coming in from Monaco, you know, who's overseen a lot of good signings for different teams in the past. I think he signed Son Heung-min, oversaw that at Spurs, and has done a bunch over RB Leipzig and different places. So, yeah, we could be seeing a new different regime change with Ten Hag coming in and maybe this Paul Mitchell guy being linked. I could see it happening. Anthony is another Memphis, says Madhouse. Well, that's the worry, isn't it? The Dutch league's another farmers league as well, isn't it? Let's be honest, guys. I like the Eredivisie. It's a good standard. They've got a lot of depth in there as well in regards to having a few good teams. But it's actually still a shit league. It's not a shit league, by the way, guys. It's actually really good. Ajax got through the semis a couple of years ago in the Champions League. They're decent. It's a decent league. But it's not a top league, is it? They're not. None of those teams are really going to battle with the top teams in Europe, are they? Gungshi, thank you so much, Gungshi, for a super chat you, Don. He says, somehow, I don't think playing in the Europa Conference will go down well with Ronaldo. Ralph is right. This team club does need open heart surgery. Gungshi, thanks so much. Yeah, I guess you're right. Listen, Ronaldo doesn't want to do that. Ronaldo needs to add to his legacy. He's come to United to win things. You remember that interview he gave a few months ago where we were having a stinker at the time, and Ronaldo did an exclusive with Sky Sports, and he said that I did not come here to finish fifth or sixth and not win things. I came here for trophies and to add to legacy, basically. That's what he said. Now, if you're going on what he said there, then he will probably want to go out the door in the summer. That's the reality of the situation, and I wouldn't begrudge him that, really. He come back, he's tried again. The club's been shite. He's sort of held up his end of the bargain for the most part. And we've bottled it around him, and now we don't even have Champions League. So if I was him, I probably would look to move in the summer. It's a tough one. Dante, how you doing? He says, any updates on the rumours of Paul Mitchell coming in? Also, why aren't we looking at freebies, Kessie, Rudiger, Dybala, and many others all on a free? Worth a punt? Yeah, great shout. I don't know why we didn't go in for Rudiger. He's already gone to Real Madrid now. That has been agreed, it seems. Let me give you an update on what you asked about there, Mr. Dante. I've got a couple of things, some bits of information here. Staff update here in regards to backroom staff. Steve McLaren being talked about, Mitchell van der Gaag. Also, in regards to Paul Mitchell, it's understood, this is a report today that came out, David Ornstein said that Ralph Rangnick has endorsed Paul Mitchell to the Manchester United hierarchy. So, you know, things are moving in a positive direction in regards to maybe appointing Paul Mitchell in some sort of role at the football club. So yeah, that's good news on that one. That's the latest on that. Nothing concrete, nothing really else to say other than, yeah, we are looking at maybe getting him in as a deputy sporting director, I think is what we're looking at, or maybe head of recruitment or something like that. I mean, if you look at what he's previously done, he has overseen and signed quite a lot of good players for the teams that he's been at previously. So yeah. Right, okay, guys, I'm just going to stick around for a couple more minutes. So have your final say here real quick in the chat. Do drop a like on the vid, subscribe and all that stuff if you're new. Thank you all for all getting in here. We're very close to 56k. I want to thank you all you legends for watching and sharing these and smashing the like and just supporting the channel. Mad support from the Bacon Brigade over the years, man. And this channel is still growing, and it's down to you legends who tune in and watch and support the show. You're a bunch of fucking legends. The special one says Rangnick for CEO. Ronaldo won't want to uproot his family so soon after settling here. Isn't this his kid? Okay, fair enough, but he's not even been here that long. It's almost just like a long holiday, a long vacation. I personally think if it was a time to leave, it would be the ideal time to leave right now after less than a year here. That 5-year contract for Bruno makes me sick, says the Cake Cadet. Strange decision, man. Before the new manager's even in, I don't get it either, bud. At least prove yourself with a good performances between now and the end of the season to justify it. Strange one. Thank you very much, Ben Roper says, absolutely annihilated the like button. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, Gugshi, you legend. Susan says, I think Erik ten Hag wants Ronaldo to stay and he may be able to convince him to stay. I hope so, yeah. Maybe Ronaldo will stay for the love of the club and for the challenge. But he doesn't want to be playing in the Europa League. Hey, the special one says, don't go, don't leave us. Hey, Cody Elder, have a great one, my friend. Thank you so much for getting in here. Flabby G says, you're a legend. You lead the Bacon Brigade. Thank you, Flabby G. Don't leave us, says the special one. Legend Miss 528. Guys, I'm actually going to wrap up the video there. I am going to leave you now. But I want to say thank you all for tuning in. That's the latest update. Frenkie De Jong to Man United. Well, probably not the most likely because of the Champions League issue and the fact that, well, he's going to cost quite a bit of money. Does Ten Hag have that readily available in terms of, like, does he want to strengthen in one position in the team with a £60 million player, or does he need to spread that around the squad a little bit more? Will we have players who could be used in a make weight to go in the other direction? All lots of question marks which we don't really know. Plus, maybe the Ten Hag relationship with Frenkie De Jong just means that he's slightly likely to maybe want to come, even if we don't have Champions League football. It's possible. And United are a huge club, an absolutely huge club. No way! Football Brownie says, Ping, I had a former United goalkeeper, Mark Bosnich, agreeing to a podcast. Fingers crossed it will be sooner rather than later. Football Brownie, nice. Well, after he's been on your show, tell him, let me know if I can get in touch with him, mate. I don't want to poach your guests. But come on, this is a Man United channel. If you can put me in touch with Bosnich, that'd be fucking awesome, dude. Anyway, nearly 56k. Thank you, Stefan. Not long ago, you were on 49k. Thank you, Stefan. I know. It is growing, man. It is coming along. Thank you, everyone, for getting in here. Billy as well. Thank you, Billy, one of the channel member legends. Henrik Kjellman, Flabby G. Gungshi says, signing Bruno long-term seems especially strange when there talks of us getting a new playmaker in. Yeah, and the new manager wasn't even in yet at the time. It's like, maybe if he comes in, he just goes, actually, I don't really want to play with Bruno. He probably would because he's a good player, but look how he's playing now. Thank you, Madhouse, my friend. Thank you, Billy. Maybe Jordan Lewis. I'm not 100% tonight, actually, my friend. I've actually been up since 6 a.m. and melting and doing all sorts of stuff, hanging out with Mrs. P and doing some bits around the house and all sorts of stuff. I'm pretty tired. I have to say, I might go for a nap now and get up and do it raw. So we'll see. Gungshi, yeah, Pig, you need to get Jemba on. Great shout. We could talk about his legacy at United. Thank you, Eamon Barrett, Batman Night Fan, Football Brownie, Mickey Kramer, Susan, Boomhauer, everyone. That's it from me. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next one. I'll keep you up to date with all the latest news in a no bullshit way. We'll keep you up to date with the transfer news, anything going on, important with Ten Hag's appointment or his backroom staff. Anything that we've got, we'll give you on this channel in a no bullshit way. We don't pump out 3 or 4 videos a day about clickbait guff. We just give you the news as and when it happens in a no nonsense way. So, like, obviously Ten Hag wants Frenkie De Jong, but really Frenkie De Jong probably doesn't want Man United right now. So anybody who says anything different, well, they might not be 100% right. But also at the same time, hey, look, who knows? Because just because United don't have Champions League football doesn't mean that Ten Hag couldn't convince this guy to come if there was a big offer in. Thank you, guys. See you later. Big Bear, Simon, Gungshi, Cadet, Luexen, Boomhauer, Stefan, Henrik, Ben, Madhouse, Susan, Marty, Mickey, everyone, all the legends, all the mods, all the members. Thank you for supporting the show, guys. That's it from me. Come back afterwards. Get yourselves in the not live comment section. Thoughts and opinions about who we should sign, who we should get rid of. If you think Frenkie De Jong would be a good sign, and all the rest of it, what we discussed, why we missed out on Rudiger, etc. Come back, have your say in the not live comment section. I'll respond to you, and so can everybody else. We can get a little debate continued there. See you later, guys. Keep a lookout for more content coming later as well. Make sure you drop a like, make sure you drop a subscribe, make sure you click that bell icon so you get notified when we go live on YouTube. Catch you in a bit, dudes. Also, follow us up on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. And the website is unitedflyinghigh.com as well. Until the next one, dudes, have yourself a good one. This is the pig. And I'm out of here. See